Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Foundry. I am JB here with Sly, and today we are reviewing the newest episode of Marvel's Secret Invasion, Episode 3, Betrayed. How you doing today, Mr. Moose?
I'm doing pretty damn good. Yourself, bud?
Doing well. I'm super excited to watch. I've been super excited to watch the show and to finally talk to you about it. We apologize for getting the episodes late to you guys. We're just busy with life and stuff, but now we finally are here. Gotta admit, a lot of you guys were right about a lot of stuff. You know, I thought people were kind of looking into stuff a little bit too much, but this episode revealed quite a bit. We saw a lot more into, I guess, the whole resistance for the Skrulls. We learned quite a bit. Talos and Fury, you know, they're on their shit still. Talos kind of had a
backstory on that.
Kind of had a little bit of a mental breakdown too at the in that episode too, kind of killing that one guy. But yeah, we had kind of at the beginning of the episode, we had the introduction of like the Super Skrulls machine, is what I think that was. It looks like just a gigantic machine. You guys talked about the last episode how on their computer there was like a list of powers or something like that, right? Yeah. So it's pretty cool. And at the end of the last episode, we also saw Nick Fury and his wife kind of reuniting. You know, it's crazy to think that Mr. Fury was married, but I believe in the very beginning of the second episode, she was the character who brought baby Gravik to...
Correct. Yeah, his wife Priscilla is the one that
Priscilla,
brought Gravik.
Yeah. So we had a little backstory meet between them. I think it was like 1998 was them meeting up and stuff like that and talking, and she was talking about how she's like, has this skin like suit you? You like what you see, kind of thing. It was kind of weird. But they're kind of sat there in the kitchen talking a little bit, and it's very clear that Nick Fury does not trust her, and I don't understand how that man could trust anyone. It makes sense why the fuck he's bald, honestly.
The stress.
Yeah. We also saw a really, really great scene. I think it was my favorite scene of the whole episode of Talos and Gravik meeting for like a little parlay, and that little kind of almost, what was it, a museum and a like little brunch area kind of thing where they were doing like a little parlay, meeting together. That scene was really dope. When Talos started to get a little aggressive, like all of the patrons, like including the waiter, like turned around and they all like morphed into Gravik's skin, and like fucking Talos just like behind enemy lines, and which revealed that Gravik already probably used the Super Skrulls machine because he healed up his hand. Right? His hand regenerated.
Yeah, it was pretty damn badass. It looked like it was the what was it? Not necessarily the regenerative powers from it, but Extremis. The thing from Iron Man 3, the fake Mandarin dude.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's what it was reminding me of. I was like, ooh, and that was one of the ones in the list. So I was like, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's interesting, like, that he's already used the machine, he's got the ability, so this man has, like, all the confidence ready, and he just straight up, like, threatened Talos. He's like, I'll kill her. I'll kill your daughter, you know, if you're not careful. So there's that. And kind of Gaia...
he was just holding it over him.
Yeah, Gaia did a little bit of a dead drop, and she's ratting. She's informing on Gravik to Talos and Fury. Apparently, they have this grand idea. They have this submarine that's going to launch. They're choosing a target, and they're launching a target from the submarine to pretty much like invoke a war with America and Russia, right?
Right, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. It's like some X-Men First Class type of shit.
You know what? That's pretty funny. It kind of is.
Yeah, I mean, like at any point in history, could you pin America and Russia together and into a war? Probably. I'd say probably. Yeah. Post 1940, like almost 100 years ago. So yeah, probably. Yeah, things have not been on great terms with those guys, but
they're milking the shit out of it.
They're milking it. So, guys, ready to bury the hatchet yet?
Yeah, when we talk politics, we're like, you guys are milking this fucking, what's this Cold War?
Really?
Heat this
Another
shit up,
war?
bro.
Seriously, Russia? Calm yourself.
Seriously?
Finish your vegetables first.
Okay.
Fuck. Yeah, so we get some special information from Gaia, and I was a little tense. I'm like, I feel like Gaia is kind of like pushing the boundary a little bit, pushing the envelope, and she's getting her hands like really dirty, like informing.
Yeah, Gaia is literally like elbow deep in shit, dude. She's getting too involved.
Yeah, and like everyone's like super suspicious of her as well there, which for her, like I wouldn't be able to handle that pressure, but I guess like a lot of them have like born to be spies, you know, because of like the Fury's program.
Yeah, they've been indoctrinated into it, and then freaking what's his name, Fury's program, kind of like since they were children, they've been on it.
Yeah, which is something to think about too. But like she was dealing with like super well. I like Gaia. It's weird how easily she just like turned, and she's like, yeah, I'll take down Gravik, like easy peasy, like I can do it. It's like, what did you think was gonna happen when they had all these people like locked up, like just people, like just that did not do anything wrong, they were just people, locked them up so you could pretend to be them and use their skin? Like what? Like, and you're like, turns out
are they
yeah, apparently they get their thoughts too, right?
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure they like keep their memories or something from that too.
Yeah. That's interesting. What else have we got here for this episode? Oh yeah, so because of her like kind of doing some informing, we got a nice scene of Talos and Fury meeting back up together. Talos is still pretty upset because of the last little train ride where he was kicked out of the train by Nick Fury. So yeah, they had to get back together for this episode, and they got it. We're trying to look for the commander of the submarine so they could like stop it before it pretty much like started World War fucking 3, which was kind of neat. And I like in that part how just straight up Talos is just like kind of walking through, and he goes face to face with the guard that he's pretending to be, and he goes, "Fuck!" It's like, I've been spotted.
Yeah, that was a priceless scene.
Yeah, that was really funny. For them being like the best like black ops like covert agents in the entire world like ever, they're kind of shit. They're constantly fucking up. I don't know if it's like intentional because they're like has-beens kind of thing, but I do like it though. It's pretty funny, and it's not even like on the nose like usual Marvel shit.
Exactly. Yeah, it's, you know what, the humor in this one is a lot more. I guess the comedic timing is better.
Yeah, I agree.
And then the jokes just feel more natural. Like it feels like something that's actually plausible conversations that make sense. It's genuinely funny. Versus the stuff that's just been putting out there, it's like fart jokes and shit.
Like
it's like,
quips
what is this?
And stuff. Well, I mean, like just like Talos like fucking up his job. It's like it's funny because it's like, oh fuck, you know. It's just his reaction is funny to that too.
Guy goes in there to, you know, freaking dress up as someone else, and then he's like, well, that didn't last long.
And again, Talos tries to take on somebody, and he fucks up again. He's such a shit agent, dude. Like every single person he 1v1s, he fucks up somehow. Like the one guy at the art museum that
the beginning of the show, yeah.
And now this part too with the commander of the submarine.
He's 0 for 2. It's not looking good for him.
Nah, you know, come on, man, come on, boy, Christopher. Yeah, you're fucking this shit up, dude. As really funny line because they say like, hey, Nick, it's all clear up here, and which set things up, and Nick Fury knew. He fucking knew. He's like, I see. And he comes into the room, the gun's fucking out, and he's like, no one calls me Nick, which is like, shit. I'm like, who was calling him Nick quite a bit last episode? A man that was supposedly supposed to know him for like the last like decade. Yep. So we were right. I guess a lot of people were right to kind of question whether like what was going on with Rose, whether if that was actually him or not. But a side point, I just wanted to put that out there that a lot of you guys were like super on the fucking money. I was suspecting that. But yeah, they have a little showdown and stuff, and which is really fucked up how he brought his son into it, and he's like, well, I'll kill your son if you don't drop him. I was like, damn. Like, this does not feel like
Fury don't play, man.
Yeah.
He was like, we gotta speed up the process here, bro.
Which is kind of funny to where, so was that commander a Skrull?
Yes.
Was his son also a Skrull then?
No.
So why would he put the gun down if that's not his son?
Excellent question. That's what I was trying to figure out. I was like, either this is a plot hole, because why would this guy give a shit about a stranger's child?
Yeah.
Or this is literally what it looks like, and it's just a scroll, and he's been trying to blend in, so he didn't want the son to find out he's not actually his father. Because they have the father somewhere else, like at that off-site base.
Right.
So I was like, ooh, which one is it?
I feel like that, yeah, I felt like kind of like a little bit more like a plot hole kind of thing to me. But
I was thinking the same thing.
I'm not quite sure. I just thought that was like, that's pretty fucking funny. It's like, it literally just occurred to me as I was explaining it too. And I was like, hang on,
Good
wait
catch.
a minute. Yeah.
Like, wait a goddamn minute. Yeah. He was green.
He was a green boy. Yeah, so they tied him up, and he's like, "Are you gonna kill my dad?" And then, yeah, they're like, "Yep, they killed him. Fucking Talos shot him,
they
dude."
killed the shit out of him. Yeah,
I was like, "What the fuck?" I could not believe Talos fucking murked his ass. I could not believe that he just shot him. Like, that's not.
I know
very
he
nice
fucking
of you.
murks him, and then immediately it's like, so what do we got to do?
Yeah, he's like, I fucked up. So he's like, cool, let me, you know what I'm gonna do next? Like, oh, what's your next plan, man? Put my own daughter into danger. Like, hey, walk into your boss's system and do some hacking and shit. It's like, oh, what if I get found out? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yeah, like, none of this would happen if you weren't, like, a little spoiled little brat anyways, you know, or were to help us or something, I don't know. No, it was really weird. Just immediately he's like, hey, like, can you go in there, like, and get this information? And she's like, yeah, and then boom, did it. And immediately she, like, fucking starts to cheese it, and it's like, finally, like, cool, like, she's getting out of there because her cover is definitely fucking blown if it wasn't already. And then she gets cut off in the woods, unfortunately, and Gravik sees her, and he's like, hey, like, he pretty much knew what he was doing. It's like he set up a trap to try to find where the mole was.
Felt like, you know, yeah.
Because he said, like, oh, the submarine wasn't as big of a loss as it was, like, not finding you. So he found her, like, intentionally. Like, that's what it seemed like to me. Which it was a good fucking call, because he found the mole now.
Yep.
And so he blasted her. She said, like, oh, Gravik, you're either the leader of the Skrulls or you're going to be our worst enemy. Or the death of us, or something along those lines. And just
something
immediately,
poetic, yeah.
dude, immediately he fucking blasted her.
Yeah, he doesn't hesitate. This man just looks at you and then he just pulls the trigger.
No, he is a ice cold motherfucker. It's probably one of the better Marvel villains I've seen in a long time.
Agreed. I don't want the villain that monologues and then, like, fails. I want the guy that literally just pulls the trigger while he's staring at you. He's like, yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean, like, he is consistently, like, effective and just really good at what he does, and he's got, like, a lifetime of just resentment and shit built up to where this is the reason why he's so fucking cold, and this is why he's so determined, because he's lived a life, like, waiting for this moment, you know, and it's just good. It's just good, and he's not a fucking joke either. He's not for jokes. Everything feels very just kind of spooky and intimidating with him, and I really like it.
Agreed. He has good, like, presence. He's very menacing.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a well-written villain.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, you know, the stakes of this show, too, I have to admit, are way more serious than I feel like most of the things that have come out from Marvel in the last, like, year or so.
I agree. I'm pretty down, pretty excited with how they've been doing this show so far. Yeah, so he blasted Gaia away. Gaia, it's gone. She's fucking dead. Gravik murked her. She's dead, you know.
R.I.P.
Yep. And then it turns out Nick Fury's wife needed to meet somebody. She went to, like, a security lockbox. I was thinking about, can you have guns in lockboxes at the bank?
Yes, you can.
You can? How do you go about that?
I'm
genuinely curious. Because, like, I'm sure you can't just walk in with a gun and be like, oh, it's cool. Like, it's not for you guys. It's for me to suicide later. Like, what is the priority? I'm just curious about that. But, like, what's the how you go about that? Not that I have a gun to put in a fucking lockbox.
Right? We're over here like,
what do I do with this piece?
Carry at the door? What do we?
Nah, who do I let know?
Aluminum foil that bitch.
It's got like a fucking big ass like double barrel shotgun. Where do I put this? You're on the ground. The fucking security guard grabs you. Yeah. So she was getting a pistol out of her lockbox and set up a meeting on the phone with somebody. And did she mention a name? Do you think? So I thought she said she was gonna go meet Gravik.
I can't even remember if this was at the end of this episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because the beginning of the next episode is who she meets, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, at the church.
I think she just mentions Gravik.
Yeah,
she doesn't mention anyone else.
Yeah, she just says she's like, I'll meet Gravik at blah blah blah. And yeah, that's episode 3, and it was a lot better than the second one. Second one, what did we give, an 8? I think.
Shit. Did we really rate it that high? Fuck.
I think so.
To be honest, yeah, I think we might have. Yeah, this one was superior. I'm pretty happy about this show because you know what? It's been trending in the up direction, which is so uncommon lately. It's been steady with the whole 1, 2 got better, 3 was like, wow, this was good. So I'm happy. I really hope they keep the steam going. Yeah. Honestly, based off our previous rating, yeah, this one deserves probably an 8.5.
Yeah, I was gonna say 8.25, 8.5. The how it went so far with the last year Marvel shows, when it's coming to Moon Knight, when it's been Miss Marvel. Personally, I think the first 3 episodes were hits, and then immediately afterwards it was down. It was just fell off for sure. And we'll see how it goes in episode 4, everyone. But where are we rating this one, bud?
We're gonna have to go with 8.5. Just so there's room for improvement, but like it is better than the last 2.
Yeah, it's just not like too many important things happen, you know. But I mean, I guess a main character dying
does a good job of setting up and telling story.
Yeah, very good. I'm really loving the show. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. If you guys enjoyed it, check some of them dink links down below. And we'll see you later on the next review of more Marvel's Invasion. But until then, bye guys.
But